Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm Frederica from America, and today we're going to be getting into the most highly requested video on this channel. I mean, it has been requested over and over and over again by so many people. So today I'm giving the people what they want. But before we get into this video, we got to talk. I mean, y'all keep coming into my house, eating all my food, and y'all not subscribing. Like, what's up? Like, I know your mom taught you better than that. That's number one. Number two is free. Like, this is not a pyramid scheme. All you gotta do is click the little red button below and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can see the next video that I, put out. So let me give you a few seconds and let you, go ahead and do your subscribe thing.
2,000 years later.
Y'all done? Okay, great. All right, guys. So today we're going to be planning a trip to Turks and Caicos. Now, I have already went on this trip, which is great because I'll be able to insert footage. And let me know if you want me to do this type of video for any other locations. All right, so let's get into tip number one, how to find a flight. All right, so first let me start off by giving you a disclaimer. I am not a licensed travel agent, but these are things that work for me. I use Google Flights because I can see prices for any given day. So as you can see, it's kind of expensive to fly out of Atlanta, which is my local airport. If flying from your local airport is expensive, try another state, but make sure it's getting there is cost effective. So as you can see, flying from Miami is actually cheaper, but we're going to have to see how much it would cost to fly to Miami to see if it's worth our while. So as you can see, 127 is the lowest option for this particular trip, but we're going to choose the 147 option because our flight to Turks and Caicos leaves at 10:35 a.m. in Miami. All right, so let's see how much money we are spending on flights for this trip. $245 plus the 147 to get to Miami. That's $392. Let's also take a look at how much we saved from flying out of a different state. $95, not too shabby. All right, guys, so now that we got our flights all situated, now it is time to find some place to stay, because what's the point of going over there if you don't have anywhere to stay? So I use booking.com to find a room. One thing you want to do before you search for rooms is you want to see what area you want to be in. So I want to search Grace Bay because it's the popping area in Turks and Caicos. So I use the filter feature to determine what price range I want to stay in between, and then I go from there. Keep in mind, when I went to Turks and Caicos, I did share a room with 5 other people, or not a room, but like an apartment with 5 other people. So the cost was super cheap. It was like $167. So that's a really good tip. If you want to spend a low amount on the room, travel with more people. So in today's video, we're going to act as if 4 people are traveling on this particular trip, and we're going to split everything 4 ways. This is actually the same property I stayed at while I was in Turks and Caicos, and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to insert a clip here and show you of how the room looked in person. I highly recommend this spot if you were traveling with a group and you were looking for a great deal. This was a very good apartment and it was very clean. The thing that really sells this place is the price options. There's a 2-person room, there's a 4-person room, a 5-person room, a 6-person. They just got all type of options. For today's purposes, we're using the 5-person room because we only have 4 people. So that's $1,134 and $136.08 for tax. But like I said, they do have a 6-person room, and I mean the price is good. I wouldn't recommend this place if you were only traveling with 2 people. I don't think it's that cost effective for 2 people, but if you are traveling with a group, this place is dope. Okay, so let's see how much we would actually be paying with the 4-person split in addition to our accommodation and our flights. So your total here per person is going to be $709.75. That's pretty great. Okay, so now we have our flight and we have somewhere to stay, but now we have to figure out what are we going to do while we're there. Now, I don't advise planning out minute by minute what you're going to do because you're just asking for failure at this point. What I do suggest is that you look up some activities that you think you might want to do and try to pay for them in advance so that you don't have to worry about it when you get there. And sometimes it's even cheaper if you do that. So let's look at some of the activities that I found while I was there. When searching for activities, I use TripAdvisor, and I also just search things to do in the specified location that I'm going in Google. I definitely suggest the sunrise cruise. It was amazing and worth every penny. Definitely look into this if you're going to Turks and Caicos. Because this was my birthday trip, I did want to do some type of special dinner. So I searched all over the internet for a restaurant that would allow me to eat on the beach. And Bay Bistro is one of the only restaurants that'll allow you to do that. And when I tell you it was beautiful, it was just so gorgeous. So the food is pretty pricey at this restaurant. It's really worth it though. You're not going to spend anything less than $30, and that is like the cheapest thing on the menu. The last activity that I want to mention is getting a day pass at an all-inclusive resort. This is an amazing deal because you get food included as well as drinks, as well as water sports that are non-electric. And you just are like a resident at the resort for whatever time period you choose. These prices are actually incorrect on this website. I believe we paid $108 just for the morning to afternoon day pass. So I would call ahead to see if the prices change because I think they do change. The day pass price might seem pretty pricey, but everything is overpriced in Turks and Caicos. So it's a really good value to actually do the day pass. Just my advice, make sure you take advantage of all of the day pass and what it has to offer. Side note, this buffet was disgusting. Okay, so let's see how much this stuff costs. Let's first divide 50 by 4 to get the beach setup split. Let's add that back to our original total. Then we're going to add in the all-inclusive day pass from Club Med. And finally, we're going to add the cruise, sunset cruise. $937.25 for all of that. That is really not bad. All right, guys. So my last and final tip is on transportation. You have got your flights, you have got your place to stay, you even got your activities, but how are you going to get around to all these places? Are you going to walk? No, it's hot in Turks and Caicos, and we're trying to look cute. So we're not walking. I mean, you can walk, but we didn't walk. Turks and Caicos is the best example of why you should research transportation before you go anywhere. Number one, they don't have public transportation. Number two, their taxis are extremely overpriced. And number three, they drive on the left side of the road. I don't know if it could get any worse for a tourist. So all signs point to renting a car. Even though they drive on the left side of the road, all signs point to renting a car. And we'll get into the pricing in a minute, but let me tell you the experience of driving on the left side of the road for the first time is one that I think everybody should have. No, really, I think everybody should have to drive on the left side of the road at least once in their life. Also, they don't have traffic signals. They only use roundabouts. Y'all, when I tell you that this was just a culture shock, but I'm glad that I went through it because it made me stronger. So I utilized Expedia.com to locate a car that would fit 4 people. And this is the price it came up with, $398.85. So let's add this to our final total and see what we get. And our grand total is $1,037.25. That is amazing. I will be going a little more in depth in a future video regarding trip budgeting and how you take this amount and split it up and make payments on it so it doesn't feel like such a large lump sum of money coming out at once. So yeah, you definitely want to stay tuned for that. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much how you plan a trip. You want to look for your flights, you want to look for your place to stay, you want to look for activities, and you want to look for transportation. Those are the 4 things that I look for when I am planning a trip. Now, you can get all down to the nitty gritty and look for other things, but those are the 4 main things that you want to look for. Now, I do want to thank you guys for watching to the end. And I also want to say, did you subscribe yet? I mean, we've already had this conversation. So, at this point, you're just being difficult. But, you still have time to subscribe because we're going to have some new videos next week. And I want you guys to come back for that. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week on Frederica Fridays. Bye, guys. Wow, that really didn't work like I thought it was going to work. You know how people be like...